Hello everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Welcome to a brand new day. It's a very sunny summer day here. Hope that the light isn't too distracting, but I'm just going to go ahead and record this video because I think it's a topic that is so interesting to older women, and it's basically this idea that, as we move forward into the 20, 30 years that we have left on this amazing planet, that we will remember and prioritize the things that are important to us and reflect on how the past has connected dots that have led us to where we are today. Now, this article that I'm kind of talking through here is by Sally Fox, and it's really 5 questions that she poses that you can ask about your past that can help you to shape your future. And I've recently, I don't know about you, but I've recently found myself thinking a lot about my childhood and about, the things that influenced me and the people and the things, the experiences that shaped who I am today, even in the last 10 years. I mean, 60 and Me now has been sharing content and videos for 10 years. And when I look back over that period of time, I see so much that's happened that has brought me to a place that I am today. But I also find going back to my childhood is really useful, and the early formative years, and maybe you can get some value from that too. I mean, having a sense of purpose in life is a motivator as we get older. So understanding how the dots connected is important. Actually, there's a quote by Steve Jobs that I always remember, where he, at the end of his life, said, basically, you never see the dots, how they connect, until you're at the end. And I now see so many of the things that happened in my life, so many things choices that I made, decisions that I took, that have led me exactly to where I am today. From career decisions to relationship choices, just physical places I've lived. It's really, really powerful. But the questions that Sally suggests are actually very straightforward. And when I read them out to myself, I really went down, the sort of Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole. It was quite beautiful. But the first thing that she asked is this question, and these can help you shape, the moments as we're going forward by looking at the moments in the past. So it's, can you tell me about a time when you were in love with what you were doing? Oh, wait. I can think of so many. A lot of mine actually are around my work experience, because I remember I like working. I really enjoy, sharing and achieving and doing things and creating. I actually discovered recently a whole book of songs that I wrote parodies to when I was working at Microsoft. I know that you never would have thought that, would you? But basically what happened was I was working in the sales department, and we just went through a phase where we chose songs that were, current or kind of familiar songs, and I rewrote the words to them in order to perform at our sales meetings and, just to get people excited about what we were doing. Because at Microsoft at that time, there was a lot going on, and it was very exciting time to be there. Anyway, I discovered all these parodies that I'd written, like 30 of them, and I thought, gosh, that really did help me with my writing skills, to be able to make things rhyme and to pull together and to be motivational. But anyway, that's just a silly example from my past, but maybe you've got something that you can share, and that's, so I remember that time that I really loved, and it's helped me to do things like that I, not so much writing song parodies, but to write and to share content and do these videos. I mean, that's just kind of all part of the plan. So that was the time I'm telling you or sharing when I was doing something I loved. Has there been a moment, the second question is, has there been a moment when your values really guided your actions? This is such a huge topic, and I think I did a video on this before about this, how your values, saying my values are honesty or truth or loyalty or whatever, compassion, but that's all very well to say the words, but when did you actually drive an action based on your values? I can think of a lot in my life and choices, particularly with job decisions or work decisions or relationship decisions, where my values just did not map to that experience or the opportunity, and I just couldn't take it. I just couldn't, go with that person or do those things. So my values, I'm very value driven, and if people don't share the core values, I'm totally open to discussion and negotiation on things that I don't understand. But with my values, they're pretty stable and Yeah, I'd made lots of choices and decisions and actions based on my values. The next one is, tell me about a time when you felt work or life was really satisfying. Now, I kind of keep going back to my times in my different jobs, and I of course, I can give you examples, but I think being a mom was one of my most satisfying jobs that I've ever done. And of course, I was working when my children were young, and that's another story. But I did actually do my very, very best to to be a good mother. And I still to this day hope that I'm a good mom and grandmother. So that's another time in my life where my life was satisfying, when I was giving life and structure and birth and helping my children along their journey. The fourth question is, can you tell me about a time when you were in touch with your passion? In touch with your passion, passion for, passion to. I remember one time when I was I was about 10 years into Microsoft, and I decided I wanted to open a shop. I wanted to open a retail store selling Indian textiles. I have a huge passion for India and for textiles. So I decided I would open this little shop in Seattle, and I would call it Passion for India. And it would be a shop that was sold, saris and curtains and textiles, scarves, things that were made out of fabric. And I really loved that so much. It was, I don't know. I just felt like I had to have an experience in my life where I owned a retail store and could sell things I loved. And it wasn't random. It was very specific, handmade, hand-stitched products from India, mostly from Jaipur. But I was definitely in touch with my passion then for India, for being an entrepreneur, and really in a way, I went back to Microsoft. I was still at Microsoft, but I had a manager managing the shop, and it was my passion. Every weekend I would go and do the work. It was super. So the final question that Sally suggests that you ask your past is: was there ever a moment when you felt your life mattered? Such a powerful question. Mattered, yeah. Well, I think that for me, it was my children, of course. I really felt like that was important. It still is. My grandchildren. I feel right now that my life matters. I feel like that with 60andMe, that my life matters for you, for you. And so I think I've got a past connection with something that mattered, and I've also got right now in the present. And I think that's important too. So stories help us discover, how to live our values. And I think that's the second or third question about what actions have you taken in your life that reflected your values is such an important question. I think one exercise that Sally talks about, and I think she has a business, I'm trying to remember what she does, but it's in her bio under the article. I'll put a link in there. But the thing is to, sit down with a friend and talk this through, just ask each other these questions and be a listener. Don't have to jump in and say, oh, and I did that, and I did that. Just listen to their story. Just listen. Be a really good listener. And let them express the words and the memories that help them feel like a special person. This is a gift you can give your friends. It's a gift you can give your partner. Don't try to, say, I remember the time when maybe they just turn it around and say, now you listen to me and listen to my story. But at that moment, just give them a space to feel important, to feel precious, and to feel like their lives mattered. And that also that they in some way connect with the things that brought them passion in their lives, the things that really made them feel that they were doing something that they believed in. And also that their values, whatever they might be, were guiding their actions. So if you felt in the past that your life was on track and you're not feeling like it is now, go back to that moment and see when you were feeling on track and see if you can bring some of those elements into the life that you're living now. I think it's a powerful thing. And actually, at 60andMe, we have our Patreon group. I don't know if many of you know about it. It's a supporters group, but we meet privately on private live shows, and also I do private videos. And this is where a lot of this conversation takes place. So if you feel like 60andMe is like, oh, this is great, I really enjoy this content, it's free, but it's I need to talk. Come to join our Patreon group. It's for $3 a month or anything you can afford. Helps us as a business and also gives you a place to talk about this kind of stuff. It's really, really important. So, have you ever thought about these questions and found purpose in looking back on your past and reflecting on what was important? I hope so. I hope this has been inspiring. That's the thing for this particular video. I hope it's been inspiring and it takes you to go back and find a friend, have a chat about this, and just enjoy reflecting on what's brought you to where you are today. Take really good care, everybody. Have a fabulous day. Talk soon.